Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking a look here again at Solana, kind of recapping my analysis from earlier so you can get perspective on what's going on and what this really means if you saw my playout chart on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. The concept here is that we have a lot of liquidation on the downside, some to the upside, but more to the down. And then we also got these rising wedge patterns that keep breaking down, right? So we got the rising wedge, price breaks down for a bearish backtest of this ascending trend line. And it's also working itself into a bear flag and or, depending on how you look at it, a rising wedge as well, okay? So there's a lot of reasons why the price is more likely to come down than up. It's also performing very poorly, contrary or, in respect to Bitcoin. And we got to understand that that is the case for Solana. Can that change? Absolutely. There's some validation levels that can occur. But for the most part, at this point, it seems to be fairly indicative the price may pull back moving forward here, okay? So if you just took offense to what I just said there, you're probably in the wrong place. Maybe go watch some other channels for some other moon boys who are going to tell you what you want to hear. The truth is here, I just like to kind of shoot you straight and never BS you and just kind of get you the facts, right? So let's take a look and see what's going on. Back in data, we can see on Solana, there was liquidation below the price, above the price. Generally, you're going to see that, but there's heavier concentrations in the short term here between 136 and 138. When we do look at the macro, the last 30 days, we can see 134 to 138. Each one of these bars is somewhere in the range of $1 to $1.5 billion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in the range of 7 to 10 billion, probably in this range here. Okay, it's a lot. There is still some liquidation, only roughly about 2.5 billion at about 148, 150. That's why these are on the chart here. This kind of gives you an indication of upper and lower liquidation levels. Anyways, the reason why that's relevant is just because the whales will push the price action to those levels to sweep those heavy concentrations of liquidation. Generally, those with high leverage with high leverage positions are going to get liquidated. Okay, that's the concept. So I know some people like to just throw meat against the wall, see if it sticks. That's what you're doing when you use high leverage, though. It's just not a good call in this market. That's why the profit that we take, for example, in our community is low, right? 20% profit. That's a 5x leverage trade, though. Okay. Granted, I could have done a 100x leverage trade, but we might have got stopped out in the way of getting there because it's just too much volatility, right? Same thing here as well. SCY short 52%, Bitcoin short 46%. These are all trades that I'm taking with low leverage. Granted, I do 10x leverage Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that's just my personal style. I feel more comfortable taking trades with those coins at that level. But once more, different strokes for different folks. So we're underneath the 50-day SMA, 20, everything here. Okay, there's no reason to be like bullish on Solana right now. Okay, until we break above the 20, we have no reason, no legs to stand on. That to me is a very big deal. We're also seeing here where Bitcoin is testing its 50-day SMA to the downside. This hasn't even come close to 50 on the upside. That lets me understand that Solana is pretty weak compared to Bitcoin. Okay. Same thing here with the MACD. While it is converging and trying to, we could easily see an MACD FU, the price pullback. Even if this does converge, it doesn't mean the price is going to go up instantly. It's that natural correction that occurs when the price pulled back so hard. In a 3-day period, we got a 13% correction. It was pretty aggressive. Okay, so you're going to see MACDs converging, giving you some false positives. So try not to put too much weight into that. If you're going to use a MACD, the 4 hours is probably the more relevant one to take. And this doesn't really show us too much either. It's kind of drawing dead. There's not much momentum when the price is kind of just range bound and essentially staying, in this specific channel. Having said all that, we're under 50 on the RSI now, kind of wavering above and below. Not good trading conditions whatsoever, but it is still bearish nonetheless because we've been staying below more often. Stochastic starting to pull back, money flow low, and the MACD kind of right there. I think the key takeaway here is that the 4-hour time frame is fairly neutral, okay? And again, you probably don't want to trade into that too much. Truth is, we do have a short position open for Solana, but a lot of it hinges on these patterns. And overall, earlier today, when I was looking at the Ichimoku cloud on the hourly, it wasn't looking very good. Still isn't really. We're within the cloud, lagging spans kind of within the price action there, and of course, the conversion line is below the baseline. So those are all like generally unfavorable signs. Now, it's not exact, it's not perfect. There's a lot of reasons why we're in this transition. The price could go up or down, but me feeling like Bitcoin is like inversely paired with Solana, where Solana is going down, where Bitcoin goes up and sideways. I don't really feel very confident taking along with this coin. All this liquidation on the downside with these patterns combined with a handful of other things we've seen here so far, there's a larger statistical probability the price is going to go down. I hope I'm wrong and the price goes up and you're totally profitable and you can brag online about your 100x leverage trade that you took with no analysis at all. Or maybe you just used only one thing, Elliott wave, for example. It's good to use, don't get me wrong, but if that's all you're using, you're going to have a unilateral perception of how trading is supposed to work. So again, just make sure that you kind of try to use as much as you can at your disposal. And to me, multiple time frames, understanding different scenarios is important. So again, after 20 years of trading, I can tell you I'm more consistent day in and day out. While I still take my losses, it's very less or a lot less than the average, just because I'm more patient. What's more, patience is key here, folks. Let's see what your thoughts are. Why don't you comment below? Let me know what position you have open at this point. What are your thoughts here too for the macro? I'd love to hear that. And I think that I'd be excited to see whatever happens regardless, because this is crypto, folks. You roll with the punches and you have fun doing it. So I hope you're having a good time. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.